All right, we're gonna play some one-on-one. I'm trying to max out tour 10 here, so I gotta win at least 3. So we'll see how it goes. We'll play for an hour and see how it goes. See if I can get back into playing. I am kind of having fun. There are so many tournaments out there, so many tournaments, so many. I read some of the comments. So I read all of the comments. There was one comment that was in there was, a lot of people nowadays have more clubs maxed out, or higher level clubs. I'm just wondering if part of that is who we're playing against, like in our cohort. Like the game matches us up with people that are of similar, so you get it, or if it's just there's not a lot of new people playing. I know proportionally I don't think there's as many new people getting into the game. And it came out in 2017. Nice. Nice. Right at the last second. $12.6, it's 1.1 times 12.6 divided by 1.2. 11.55 rings. There's 10. There's the 11.55. Isn't it perfect? And I know that there's an adjustment on this second shot, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. And from this range, because I'm a little bit further back, I'd rather take a clean shot at it. I think it's 10% plus 0.1. I'm gonna do, with the win that I'm gonna have, I'm gonna do 15%. And from where they're at, they're in their nirvana. And I think they're further down than me. That's 135 club. So, I mean, it's basically a Goliath. If I'm in my wood, it would actually be better. There's max. There's man. There's about mid. Jeez. $11.8 divided by 1.1 is $12.33. There's 10. There's the 12.33. Ah! And it hit in the rough. If I hit a grate to the right, that's about right. I might not have pulled it quite enough, but you'll never know. It's hard to tell when you hit into the rough area like that, your bounce out. In that particular rough, the way it was going there, I think I was deeper in the rough on the right hand side than where I had set it up. So that means it's going to come out of the rough slower. You don't learn nothing unless you hit perfect. You can glean some if you're way off. But even then, depending on the terrain itself might have thrown you way off just because you hit a left or a right. All right, we're going to a shootout. I think this is 20% times 11.6 divided by 1. It's 2.2. 6.32 rings. $6.32. Jeez. There's 632. I'm going to do a little teeny bit of curl. And just rubbing the nubs in overpower, but I don't know that it's going to help me. It did. At least it got me up there. But now I'm going to roll off. Bad. I felt rushed. There is a shot that I have set up with that Nirvana, with that freaking Horizon. I just did not execute. They should be able to get up there nicely. They moved about 8. Well, we lost the first one. It's going to be one of those days. Maybe we lost the first one. Maybe. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. The farther you roll, the better. I can't remember how far away I was, but sheesh, that might be close. Wow, I cannot believe. Wow, dude. Let's play again. No dice. All right, we'll take the win. We'll take it. Got a silver. When I was coming back up, what is it about Tour 9? Tour 9 seemed like it wasn't as tough this time as it was the first time I ever went through Tour 9. It was super tough. $10.2. If I add 10, that's $11.4. And I am like a ring and a half into power. We'll see if I can bump out of that rough. There we have it. Now the thing about this green is from this direction there is a rough bump that you can do, but I cannot. You need to know what kind of an adjustment you need to do. What do they got here? Power 10. Of course it's a power 10 ball. I've been playing a bunch of people that are playing it like it's tournament and they're playing with bigger stuff, but the deal is they haven't been really increasing their odds. Although this opponent might. .1. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll clip the rough and bleed out there. Works. That works, my friend. And this is a risky ass shot right here. Risky. $13 divided by 1.6. Well, I'm probably at mid club right here, so it's 1.9. 752. There's 5, 6, 7. 52. And a great, just for good measure. Perfect. There is a really killer shot here with the rough bump. And that's the thing about bringing a bigger ball when you're out there, is that you can get in between clubs. If you're playing this in one-on-one, it is actually a hole that if you can get away with it, you want to play with a katana. A 3 power ball, if you get into the right spot out there on the drive, a 3 power ball can put you in between clubs right at the spot where you want to be in order to do that rough bump. But they got it. At least they bounced out and didn't overpull it. It's easy to overpull in that spot. Isn't it perfect? In the hole! Alright, we're going to a shootout. I haven't seen these particular holes. It seems like it's been several weeks since I've seen these holes. You gotta remember how to play these shootouts. Let's get the same one we had last time so I can see if I can get the adjustment right. .3 times. Let's see what my opponent's going to do here. Rough bump it out. See, the deal is if you underpull it and it pushes you farther to the left, you're going to be out here on the arc. You're going to be out here in a deeper cut of the rough, and you won't get that bounce forward that you're expecting. So sometimes if you, like you hit it perfect, but you didn't pull it correct, and on the arc it puts you in a little bit deeper rough, and so its bounce just died. And that's not what happened right there. You got a loft. .19 of a yard. It is 11.7 divided by 1.6. It is 9.5 rings. There's the 0.5. There's the 9. And a 2-ring grate to the right for good measure. And I've been coming in on the left, so good game. Good game, my man. Good game. Let's play again. Come on. Come on, hammerhead. There we go. If you're going to go out and have fun, you got to have fun. I mean, it's good. It's fun to play against people that know how to play. This is another one of those holes, and I believe I have a bag, but I'm not sure what driver it's got in it. I have a bag with a Goliath, and this is a hole for a Goliath because there is a rough bump at the end. I think you might be able to get it done with a Grizzly, but the deal is, if the wind's blowing the wrong way and you got to pull over the sand, the Goliath is better. I think it's 1.8 per ring, and I don't have any notes with me, so I'm just trying to remember the clubs off the top of my head. I think it's 1.8 per ring at max. So nicely over. They're a bit of ways. They'll be able to hit it with their wood, so they won't have to worry about using a Goliath. Goliath. Which bag has got the Goliath in it? Ah, that bag. Full ring set's 12. There's 12. There's 13.4. I'm going to pull it just a little more. I'd rather over pull it in this situation because I'm going to put curl on it. Then under pull it and have it get caught up right there. We shall see. Now they're in their Grizzly. I should be in my Goliath, and my red line's going to be a little bit farther forward. And I just swear this is 1.1 times the wind. I cannot remember what my Goliath is at mid. I'm a little bit farther forward, and they have a 3 Powerball, I have a 2, so I'm going to count it at max. Divided by 1.8 plus 0.1. And this might have been the hole that it was just 0. There's several of these holes I've played just a couple times, and I'm trying to remember how to play some of these holes or what the numbers are. If you can put yourself in the right spot on the drive, you can give yourself a shot. So 11.1, 6.88 rings. There's max. .88 rings. There's 5, 6, 8, 8. Exactly. Oh fuck! I knew it. I was trying to get it. Close. I was trying to hit it perfect, and I just. My timing's off, obviously. That's what you get. You come out and you're cold. You haven't played all day. You haven't done anything. You start playing. The wise thing to do would probably be to go on like Tour 7 or Play Down. You can just play for a bit and kind of warm up and get your timing. But the timing down there is a little bit different, so you don't want to. I am off, and then when I try and compensate for it, I'm too soon. All right, we're going to a shootout. Man, this is another shootout that I have a hard time with this bag. So I'm still trying to figure out what the shot is. I have to shoot it with my Grizzly, and in this case I have a Goliath. And I'll be at max Goliath. And let's see here. Max Goliath is 1.8. I'm pretty sure it's 1.8. Seems like in Rookie we do like a 10 or a 20% adjustment on this. And you might need to, depending on the direction of the wind, you might need to. Man, does it look like if they go over 8, they're still going to end up in the sand? I mean, it's got to be close. And we didn't see the angle, but it had to be close. And it rolls out a little faster than it looks, so I don't need to get all the way to the cup. 10.2, 7.01 rings. How much do I have on there? 1.5. 7.1. There's the 6. There's 7.1. And I need to put curl on it to bring it back towards the cup. And I hit it great. And I hit the tree. Whew. Can't believe I didn't clip that tree. It was a loss. Good game. That is a hole right there. I would have rather taken that shot with my Grizzly. Good game. Good game. Let's play again. Shit. I'm going to have to play Tour 10 for a while, so it's not like if I max it out today, I'm going to go straight to Tour 11. That's not the case. I don't have the bankroll. I don't know. Leave in the comments what you think. The original deal when the game first came out was like, you needed to have 10 times the bankroll. And that might be true at the lower levels, but like at this level, 10 times the bankroll, that's 100 million. So, I mean, 10 games and you're broke. And you don't want to ever be broke. You don't ever want to drop below. I mean, you want to be able to play Tour 7 with impunity, and Tour 8 at 300,000. You want to play it with impunity. And you really don't want to have to drop down to Tour 9. So you're either playing Tour 8 for some 300,000 action, or I've always wanted to have a lot of bankroll going. Man, those were two ass-kicking moments. It's always better to play people. When the game first came out, for those of you that weren't around when the game first came out, you could be playing Tour 2 and get matched up with somebody who was a max trophy player. And the people that started at the very beginning, it was like they were able to rush to Masters real quick. Okay, I definitely want to switch my bag up. Where's that bag? There's my bag. I'm going to pull forward enough to give me enough room to... There's 5 topspin. Seven. If I add on 10%, that's 7, 7. And there's 6. There's 6, 7, 2. I don't need to get all the way to the end. Obviously, the closer you get, the better. But you see how it drops down in the front? It lips off. It doesn't come to the end and then lip up like this where you could have a little backboard. It does it the opposite direction. So if you hit this with any kind of speed, your odds of rolling off and getting in the rough are much enhanced. I like to stop right at the top before I get to that, which is about where I'm at. All right, this is 10% times the wind. All right, 1.1 times 11 divided by 1.6, 756. .56 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 56, and we didn't have to get into the red line. And a 1 ring great to the right. I left myself some room on that side, but it gets pinched when you do that. Whenever I do a max curl shot, I always leave myself 3 rings. So if here's the rough, and this is the fairway, I always leave myself 3 rings of separation if I'm doing a max curl shot. If I'm doing just a normal down the fairway shot, I'm a huge fan of always leaving 2. There are a few shots in the game I can think of where you have to pinch it a little, or if you're doing some rough bumps. But typically I like to leave myself as much room as possible. On drives, I like to leave myself absolutely as much room as possible. I want to be able to hit a 2 ring great to the left or the right and still end up laid up somewhere down on the fairway. Great. All right, this is a hole that we have because we use the Horizon. This is one of those holes, and you could get it done with other clubs, but this is one of those holes that we do have. I still got to make this putt. Maybe. You have an advantage, and you could beat them out on the course. There are several holes that are in this tour that if you have a Horizon, you have a market advantage. If you had a maxed out Cataclysm, I mean, you have more. The thing about a maxed out Cataclysm is that, like right there, I have 95 curl and I used all of it. But with Cataclysm, if I would have used all of it with that 100, it would have overshot on the other side. It would have been way off. Nice shot. You got to give them credit. We put pressure on them and they were able to recover. Man, I could swear this is at least 20%. And with that wind, fuck, 1.25 times 13.4 divided by 219, 1.9 is 8.81 rings. .81. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 81. Hitting it perfect. Wow, I can hit a perfect. Probably won't do me any good. I'm always short on this. This has got to be like a 50%. Because it seemed like I did a 25% adjustment right there. I did not do it at max club. But even if I did it at max club, that still would have been way not enough. And what I should have did too, if I'm going to hit from that side, is that fairway goes like this. And I should have set up here so that when I started pulling, I ended up in the sand. But I could have set up in the middle so that no matter what the pull direction, how many I would have pulled, I still would have made it. We both sucked on that, or did they? Maybe there was some weird thing going on. That's why they were so far off. Or we just both suck. That's the deal. I'm gonna go with that one. Let's vote for that. How many trophies have I lost today? I have lost trophies today. So, all right, that's how it goes. Waterfield Sands. This is another hole that a lot of people can get themselves in trouble, and I play it safe. Six, 5. I'm gonna do. There's 6, 5. I'm gonna do a half a ring extra. And I want to put a little bit of curl on it, but I can't put too much, otherwise my second bounce will clip. And I hit it great to the left, which is not good. It's good all the way through here, but it'll tail off and it'll get stuck right. Whew. That curl was just enough. The rough is right behind me. The deal is that when you put curl on it, so if you always tell the ball which direction you want it to go, you put a little bit, you rub the nubs or you do something. If you hit it great to the left, it's still going to go to the right. It may not end up right there, but it's still going to go to the right. If you hit it great to the right, it's still going to go to the right. But if you don't put any curl on it at all and you hit it great to the left, it's going to go to the left. And then you can get caught up just like that. I'm going to take this shot just straight up, wherever I'm at. I was trying to do the rough bump here. But you got to be a brave bastard to do that rough bump. Let's see if we can have some fun. We could. Let's do it. I'm just going to do it straight up. 10 divided by 1.6 is 6.25 rings. There's 5, 6 and a quarter. Oh, and I hit it great to the right. If you're going to hit it great one way or the other, that was a better way to hit it, because it still give you a good shot of hitting the rough. But a perfect would have been better. Dang dogs. Itsy Bitsy and Buster coming to you live. Let's see what my opponent can do. I didn't even see what club they had. They had a Epic, so I'm assuming it was either a Hammerhead. Oh, they're in the rough, so it was an off-roader. Must be. I'm only like 6 away from getting my off-roader maxed out, and I played with it for just a short period of time when I first got it to level 7. But I have a lot of confidence in my Nirvana. I don't have a lot of confidence in my putting abilities right now. And I'm not the best putter in the game. There's some putts in this game that are hard for me. These ones where we're at an angle, especially when you have to really chase it and you really have to get at the angle like this in order to get it to the cup. Those are difficult for me. We are off to the shootout. Okay, 1.2 times 8.4 divided by let's see if I have enough backspin. I do. Divided by 1.6, or excuse me, 2.2, 4.58 rings. It's better to hit it great on that side than the other, but I would rather hit that perfect. Not quite enough distance. I was hesitant because if you go too long here, you can see it drops off after that, and you can fall off, and you were that far away from the cup and closer, and then fell off the back and ended up in the rough. And if you come in on that side, it immediately hits that brake and starts going off to the right. Anybody that's played this hole any amount of times knows exactly what I'm talking about. The thing about using backspin here is if your backspin catches and you miss it on the left, on the ocean side, you take a big risk of it spinning off the hole. Cataclysm 8. Look at that. I like this horizon. The deal is, I'd like more backspin. And the Cataclysm has... Nice shot. Nice shot, man. Nice shot. The Cataclysm has more backspin. But that 100 topspin, and they both have really good ball guide. But that 100 topspin is... There's things that you can do. There's things that you can do with a 100 curl, or there's things that you can do with a 100 backspin. That you can't do even if you have 95 or 98. Excuse me. That's what I think of that. Jeez. This is why if you go up to the next tour, you need to have a bankroll. And what used to happen, and what was kind of cool, is I had multiple accounts. I had my 77 account and I had my odd account. And when the game first came out, if you were in Tour 2, you were playing the same courses that you played if you were in Tour 7, but you were playing them from the Pro Tees in Tour 7. You were playing them from the Rookie Tees in Tour 2. And in Tour 3, one of the courses that was in there was the Oasis. And the Oasis was also in Tour 8. Or excuse me. The Oasis was in Tour 4. And the Oasis was in Tour 9. And so if you were moving up a bracket and you didn't know the holes, if you were new, you could go down with your practice account, your rookie account, and you could play Tour 4, and you could refamiliarize yourself with Oasis and see kind of like where you know, where you could get. Okay, so 13.5, full ring set's 12. There's 12. 13 wide. Isn't it perfect? El Perfecto. There is a better spot. Like if you can look towards the green right there and you can see that finger of fairway. This finger right here. It's better if you can start off up here at the top and you've got this spot, or you, and that gives you access if you bring the right stuff to do the rough bone. But if you're farther back where you end up having to hit off of that little finger, it sucks. I got to get used to hitting my horizon on every type of shot. There's certain holes where the horizon gives you the advantage you need just to get on the green or on the green side so that you can chip it in. But finessing it into holes like this, trying to get it to go towards the cup. In the olden times, when you only had one bag at your disposal. So 7.7 divided by 1.6 is 481. Right back to the red line. Just a little bit of that action. Hitting it perfect. I've been leaving it. I've been trying to get my ball guide all the way up to that tier, but I struggle getting up on the same tier as the flagpole. Max Payne, birdie. In the hold. All right, let's see if we can win one of these shootouts. I think the only one I've won today is one I've won out on the course. Let's see if we can hit this one perfect this time. You know, the B52 is a club that I have not put any club cards in it. I think it might still be at like level 5. I have maybe 4 or 5 epics that I've never put points into, and I hardly ever get them. And the B52 is one of them. I know it's a popular club, especially when it gets maxed out. All right, let's see if we can hit this one right this time instead of 27 rings off. 11.2 divided by 2.2. 6.1 rings. .1 rings. There's 5, 6, 1. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if I set it up better this time. No, it's still way freaking short. I did a 20%, and I probably needed to do a freaking 40. We got time for at least 2 more losses. This is just a loss fest right here. Here we go. This is why I'm still a rookie. I'm not ready for the big time. Obviously. I'm showing you why you need to have more than 10 times for the bankroll. This is a hole right here that I have a market advantage with that horizon. All right. I think I'm going to break down and have to start switching backs so that on holes like this I'm using the horizon. Comes in handy though. In the rough. Okay, here we go. $7.5. I'm going to add on 10%, so that's 8.2. There's 6, 7, 8, 4. I need to put a little teeny bit of curl on it. Isn't it perfect? I'm trying to get it a little deeper around the corner. I am getting a little greedy. You can get all the way to the tip if you bring the right stuff. You want to bring a bigger ball and put backspin on it so you can suck it around the corner and you can stick it over there in that spot instead of drifting it. And my opponent is in the pocket that I really want to be in. I would do 4 rings, they did 6. I would have did 4.5. They still got a little bit of work to do. Now I'd like to get into that pocket, but I don't have the ball for it. So I'm going to have to do max overpower because of the headwind. $8.1 divided by 1.6, 5.1 rings. There's 5.5. Two rings great to the left. Now it's just about how far I can roll it down here. I'm going to be in my wedge. My opponent's got a level 8 Endbringer. It's a nice club. And when and the Endbringer is another one of those clubs. I think I only have my Endbringer to 6. I've been perfectly happy with my rapier, so I have not been using it. What's up, puppies? Mama's home, mama's home, mama's home.
Hi, sweetie.
Hey, baby.
You look nice. comfy.
All right, my opponent is on. Give me 2 more shots. 1 more shot. I'm gonna make this. There's max right there. I'm at max. There's mid. Mid's 2.1. .2 divided by 2.1, 6.39 rings. There's 4. There's 6. There's 5, 6, 39. Hitting it perfect. Ah, I needed to add on a little more. I added on 10%. Arrgh. That was a brutal headwind on that second shot. If there's a tailwind there, I really can't get any. There is a little bit I can use in front of me, but I end up at the top and have to put it in. And what I should have did with that rapier is I should have put it right up to the hole and put some backspin on it and just shot a max shot. It's a draw. All right. I am going to start switching my bag up. I have the bags. I've been trying to get, there are a bunch of these holes that are really good with that horizon. So I need to learn how to play these par 3s with that horizon, because there are a lot of the holes when we get on them, the par 5s, that horizon gives me a market advantage. Which is different because I used to play exclusively with a Guardian, and it was rough out on the course, but on the greens it was the ball, it was the club, because you could stick it, you could just get down there and stick it to the green, just like my opponent tried to do. 1 point. I'm gonna do 1.3 times 12.6 divided by 1.6. It's 10.23 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3. Didn't have to get back in the sand. Hitting it perfect. Needed more curl. Needed some curl. I was leaning that direction, but it needed more curl. For sure. Alright, I'm on a winning streak. Look at that. Let's get back to it. And I got 3 bonus trophies, so look at that. I'm back to over 4,000. Woohoo! I think I can play one more. Can I play one more game? I think I can. And I have 1 more slot. So let's see if I can end on a high and end with some wins. There you go, work on my office. We changed rooms. Drew more links. Maybe. And I look at that picture and I cannot remember for the life of me how to play this hole. I think the way to play this hole is we try and get up into this little corner up here, try and bounce over, and then you got a long shot to the cup. And my connection's bad. All right. That was a hole where you'd want to have a Cataclysm, or you'd want to have some club that's got some topspin to it, because the second shot, especially if you're just trying to play with a power 2 ball. There is a max overpower hook shot on this hole, and I need to actually learn that shot. But there is a rough bump that you can do here, and I have not been able to figure out. There's 12. And I'm going to just stay right at 12, and I'm going to lean just a little. Isn't it perfect? I haven't been able to figure out how to get my ball guide to go to the cup. Hey, Buster. And I think I'm a little far back. I think I need to be like in that shadow, or right in front of it. And I'm right at the top of it. See if they got the shot they were looking for. They did, I'm sure, because that's the shot they got. There's min, there's max, there's mid, and I'm right on that in between. I'm going to do 1.7 per ring. I gotta find the spot here where I can get my ball guide to go to the cup. And not go a mile past it. Divided by 1.6. Man, I'm in a hurry now. 811. I missed it. I'm just gonna hook it up there because I was gonna run out of time. At least I got a shot from there. This is a shot that if you hit it perfect, it goes in the hole. I'm trying to figure out where to put the ball. See, the sniper, I don't know, the sniper's not coming in as hot because it doesn't have as much distance, and you can get the shot at it. So this is a hole that the sniper would definitely be better on. And they were hitting farther back. Nice shot. They were hitting farther back into the rough. I was 2 rings off, and they were at least a good 3. Probably, it looked like it was farther. All right, there we have it. That was a losing streak today. Today was just an absolute lose fest. All right, thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep posting Tour 10, and I'll play Tour 10 for a bit and until I can get a bankroll built up. If I can get a bankroll built up, we'll see. Catch you on the next one.